Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to our You'll Never Walk Alone WhatsApp group and YouTube channel. Alright, what can I say? Another game, another defeat. It was Real Madrid 1, Liverpool 0 at the Bernabeu, 6-2 on aggregate. And if I'm going to be honest, no real chance of doing anything in the game. We were crippled with injuries, obviously, but there's no excuses. We would, even if we had a full strength team, I don't think we would have beaten them. I think we played an awful lot smarter than we did in the first leg, and we didn't give up as many chances. But we were still very poor, and there was no chance of ever doing anything to upset Madrid. So as always, I'd like to congratulate Real Madrid, European royalty. No one can take that away from them. I think they have 14 Champions Leagues, which is double more than anyone else close to them. I think AC Milan have 7. Barcelona have 6, we have 6. And then I think it's Chelsea next with the most. Maybe Man United then, with 3 in the English Premier League. But yeah, incredible record they've got. Probably, not a team of superstars like years gone by, and they have like Modric, who's 37 in midfield, and Benzema, who's 37 up front, but they just roll them out, don't they, Real Madrid? So congratulations to them. A very disappointing result for us, but to be honest, at least it wasn't a hammering, and you have to be grateful for small mercies. Okay, so Klopp had to make some changes. We didn't have Hendo, we didn't have Bjelagic, we don't have Thiago, so midfield was pretty dire. But look, for 75 minutes we were holding our own. 80 minutes I think we were holding our own, but then the usual bullshit at the back, crap defending, and an ugly goal. So, but look, I don't want to be too critical about last night's performance. We were depleted with injuries and it was only 1-0. The real damage was done in the first leg, when we completely capitulated after being 2-0 up. That's what lost the tie. Last night was just I think Real felt a bit sorry for us and didn't really push us to the death. I think if they really had to get a result, they probably would have inflicted worse damage. But I think they were quite happy just to not let us score and just get through the tie without any injuries. That's the way they looked like they'd set up to play, and they ended up nicking the goal at the end. Look, when the draw was made, I wasn't too confident in beating Real Madrid. They're our bogey team. Every club has a team they just don't want to face, and that's our one. We always seem to get Madrid, and they always seem to stop us. So it's the typical, like, we've lost 2 Champions League finals, and they've knocked us out of 2 Champions League, one quarter final in the last 16 in the last 5 or 6 years that I can remember. So disappointing. I'm not gonna lie, it's disappointing. I love the Champions League, it's my favourite competition. I know there's loads of other fans laughing and doing whatever, but unless you've won it, boys, shut the fuck up. Man City fans, Arsenal fans, give me a break. Like, Nottingham Forest has more European trophies than you. So until you can actually start winning the fucking thing, and you can see how important it is to club owners. PSG have thrown billions at it, as have Manchester City, and they're still no closer to winning the fucking thing. So if it doesn't mean fuck all, why is every club trying to win it? And why is top 4 so important? To qualify for the fucking Champions League. So, yeah. I don't want to hear any bullshit from rival fans. It's a ridiculous statement to make. You die to be in the Champions League. Most English clubs are playing on a Thursday. What, you'd like Europa? It's a tin pot competition. It always has been. It's not worth entering, really. Yeah, so that's really where we're at. You know, disappointing. But over the 2 legs, we didn't deserve anything. As I said, the game at the Bernabeu, score-wise, was better, and performance-wise was a little bit better. But realistically, I don't think Madrid tried that hard. I think they had a game plan. Don't concede. Don't give them hope. You know, when we didn't start off, we didn't start off like we wanted to win the game, and you don't get what you don't put in. We haven't put enough into this squad in years, and we get exposed when we get injuries, and we get exposed when we have a full strength team because some of the players just aren't good enough. We need a huge revamp in the summer. A lot of players to leave, a lot of players to come in, and hopefully we do that properly. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we do. But if we don't invest heavily this summer, we're just going to end up with another season like this because everyone else is strengthened now, and they're going to keep strengthening. As I said, you strengthen when you're at the top, and if you don't, you're playing catch up. And I'm not even confident of getting into the Champions League this season, coming at the end of May. I don't think we'll get top 4, so yeah, it's disappointing. Anyway, congratulations to Real Madrid, a proper European royalty football club. They won the tie 6-2, 5-2 on the first leg, 1-0 on the second. Benzema with the goal in the second game, and you know, we just couldn't get a hold of him or Vinicius Jr. In the 2 legs, and that's what made the difference. And Modric just glided around midfield like he's 27, not 37. So sometimes you have to hold your hands up when you've been beaten by a better team, and we were definitely beaten by a better team. We've got a difficult programme after the 2-week layoff of the international break. We've got some heavy hitters in the Premier League at the start of April. I think we've got Chelsea, City and Arsenal all in the same sequence, so that could be a chastising, or that could help us push for top 4. I've no faith in this team this season at all. I think we just need to limp to the end and see where we end up. But yeah, it's a lot more disappointments this season than probably 3 or 4 seasons put together, but I certainly enjoyed it when we were on top, and you have to be a fan when you're going through the motions. So anyway, hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you after the break. Okay, player ratings time. For Liverpool versus Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in the Champions League second leg, last 16. Aggregate score 6-2 to Real Madrid. We lost 1-0 on the night to a Benzema goal. And these are the player ratings. Alright, Ali in goal, probably our best player on the night. Made some fantastic saves. He gets an 8 out of 10, 6 being the average. Trent, 6. Trent did okay, but you know, didn't really offer anything going forward, and we needed him to have an 8 or a 9 out of 10 to make any difference. Kanate, 6. He's been pretty good since he's come back from injury. He was solid enough here last night. Virgil, 6. 6 being the average. You know, we needed 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s for this tide to turn, and they just didn't have it in them. Robbo, 6. Again, solid enough, but didn't offer enough going forward and didn't penetrate them enough. Going to midfield, our problem position all season, and the reason why we're in the mess we are in. Millie gets a 7. Roll back the years for 37, and probably put in a performance I didn't think he had in him anymore against the best club side in Europe. So fair play to him. There's still some legs left in him. Fabinho, 6. He's had an awful season, let's be real. He's been shocking this year, but this was an alright performance from him. Cody Gakpo, Jota, Salah and Nunez were in sort of like a 4-2-4 formation. Jota, 5. I didn't think he was very effective. He's come back from injury, a long injury, but this wasn't one of his better games. Cody Gakpo, 6. He tried, but didn't really make an impact. Salah, 6. I think he was isolated up front. And you know, Real Madrid are just a team he doesn't perform well against. And Darwin Núñez 6. He tried as well, and you know, he did his best, but again, for this to turn around you need 8s and 9s, and this team just can't move up the gears anymore like it used to. For whatever reason, I have no idea why, just can't. Jurgen Klopp's getting a 5. I just didn't think he got his players up for the game. You know, I think they were more worried about conceding goals than they were for chasing down the result. And I think, you know, we did a damage limitation and we got what we set up to get, which was not a hiding. Bit of a waste. The tie was over in the first leg when we were 2-0 up and we capitulated. That's when we lost the tie. It wasn't last night. I think we need this 2-week break probably more than any other Premier League team in the country at the minute. Like, normally we used to hate the Premier League 2-week international breaks, but now we look forward to them, which sums up our season. You know, we've got some tough games coming up in April, and that will define where we're going to finish in the top 4 or not, I think. If we get, you know, 3 losses there, it's going to be very hard to get into the Champions League with the clubs around us probably going to win their games. So, you know, as usual, but the season's over for me. I can't wait for the fucking thing to be over. It's been an awful season, very disappointing. And you know, unfortunately our fears of not strengthening and changing things up when we were in a position of strength has come back to haunt us like we knew it would. I'm going to give FSG the benefit of the doubt for all the good things that they've done and see how they perform this summer with players and support for Jurgen Klopp. But unless they seriously throw a lot of money at this team, it's going to be another same old this season coming. And I don't think that's good enough anymore, you know. As I said, states now own football clubs, and if you don't have the pockets to compete, then fuck off and sell it and give it to someone who does have the pockets. It's very simple. Do you know what I mean? Even billionaires own the bottom clubs now at this point. So being a billionaire is not enough. You got to be a billionaire and spend. And it's the best league in the world for a reason. If you don't have the pockets to compete, get the fuck out. Thanks for what you've done. There's no hate here, but we've come to a crossroads now. We either throw money at this, or we become a top 6 club after becoming the second top 2 club in the country. How quick a couple of windows, couple of 100 million spent, and players, teams that were shite like Arsenal came from nowhere and probably going to take the league this year unless they collapse, which, to be fair to them, they haven't, and I thought they would. So I can always admit when I'm wrong. I honestly believe that they'd collapse in February. They didn't. I thought they'd collapse in March. So far they haven't. And yeah, I think they're looking good now to win the league, which is a huge achievement for Arteta and Arsenal. And you know, they've been the heaviest spenders in the last couple of windows, and that's why they're top of the league. This isn't rocket science. There's no fucking magic formula here. You spend the fucking money, you get the players in, success will follow. You get a half decent brain to manage them, and success will follow. You don't support the manager, you don't get the players, you don't spend any fucking money, you end up like Tottenham, winning nothing, going nowhere, and just getting rid of their managers every 2 years with more disappointment. I just don't want to do that again with Liverpool. You know, we're a bigger club than most. We're the most successful club in the country, and we need to spend like we are and stop spending like a tin pot club and trying to save money. Alright, that's it. That's my player ratings. Hit the like and subscribe if you want, and let us know down in the comments what you think of my assessment and what you think of our season in the Champions League. It's never good to be knocked out, but I think we all knew we were knocked out after the first leg, and I don't like Jurgen gave us a 1% chance that he'd like to try. There was no 1%. We didn't look like we even wanted to try. We just looked like we didn't want to lose heavily. That's the way I took it from the game. Alright, I'll let you go. See you after the international break for a very difficult April.